Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is day 50 of the AeroGarden, and I was looking forward to doing a full 50-day update of the AeroGarden, and I filmed it all, and I got the file off the camera, and I realized because the switcher I used to switch the cameras, I had the black screen on between takes. So a bit of an update. We have a 50-day update. I'll show you basically what the AeroGarden looks like now. What I had actually gone through is I trimmed a lot of the dill off just so I could lower the light a little bit. But unfortunately, I did all the update recording without any video showing. So we're gonna do it again. I will give an update 50 days on the AeroGarden, and we will show you where things are at after trimming anyways. But so thanks for joining me. Technical difficulties, but that's okay. I always appreciate when things don't go right. It's just kind of makes things fun, makes things real. So I will give you an update today. 50 days growing today, which is awesome. We've been following along. If you've been following along from the very beginning, I've got a whole playlist from the AeroGarden right from day one, where we unbox and we set up the AeroGarden. All the way up, we did daily updates as they were sprouting and growing, up until about around a month of growth. Then we've kind of stepped back a little bit and just kind of done the major kind of milestones with things that happen. So if you have a question about an AeroGarden, it's probably been answered in one of my prior videos, but if you do have another question that you don't see answered and you are growing an AeroGarden or thinking about growing an AeroGarden, let me know in the comments below and I will answer it in an upcoming video. I've been learning as I go here. It's been pretty successful, except for the mint. Unfortunately, it's still not really going. We'll take a look at that in a second. If you've been following along on mint, mint's still a dud. I don't think it's going to sprout. We'll see. It's got a little bit growing there. So always appreciate the questions. I've had lots of people reaching out on me on Facebook. I even had a friend text message me asking a question about the AeroGarden. So that's pretty awesome. Hopefully you're finding these videos useful. If you are finding these videos useful, make sure you do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because on this channel as well, we've been taking a little bit of a break for the summer and just doing the AeroGarden updates here, but we are doing regular live streams, and we'll be getting back into that on a regular schedule once the summer's over. We're kind of getting into fall now a little bit, so things are cooling off. We'll be inside more, so it'll be great to have you join me on an upcoming live stream cooking healthy meals in about an hour. In the meantime we've got a lot of past recipes on the channel. Feel free to check it out. All the recipes are in the description of the video, so you can look at the ingredients list and then put the video on, follow along, and learn how to cook a healthy meal for yourself and your family in about an hour. But let's get into the update. 50 days update of the AeroGarden. We'll do this properly this time so it doesn't show black. There we go. So we've got the herbs now. This is day 50. I did, however, trim off a fair bit of the dill. The dill is definitely the big producer of the AeroGarden. I think that's probably for everybody that's going to be growing the herbs in this. You are going to be having a lot of dill. I'm going to have to start drying it, I think, because there is so much. So let's just take a look here. This is there we go. This is day 50. And we've got 6 days left before we have to add more of the liquid plant food. We've been adding a couple of capfuls each time. There's still a lot left in this bottle. It can go on. We haven't even used half yet. So lots of liquid plant food. We won't be needing to get any of that, but let's give an update. There we go. Those are the herbs. So as you can see, quite a bit of growth here. In the back, Genovese Basil doing quite well. I trimmed this and made a bit of pesto the other day. So I don't have to probably trim anything now, probably for another couple weeks, I would say. Stuff coming up, we'll trim very shortly, but nothing today. The only thing I did trim today was the dill, trimmed down so I could lower the light a little bit. And the front here, this is the thyme coming up nicely. It's a slow grower, but we're getting some thyme. We'll eventually be able to kind of use some of that for a recipe. And then as well in the back, this is the Thai basil here. That's been growing good. Smaller leaves than the Genovese basil. So, but basically what I did for making a pesto is I mixed the two basils. This is the curly parsley. Haven't harvested any of the curly parsley yet, but it's some of it I can. Parsley's kind of a weird herb. It's more of a garnish for stuff. So if I was plating something up, you could use a little sprig of it for a garnish on top. Or if you were to chop it, it would go good like a garnish for a salad or something like that. You could chop it on top of roasted potatoes, that kind of thing. It is more of a garnish, so it's not something we're going to be necessarily using for a recipe or using a lot. Some people don't like parsley, actually. Something can be quite bitter if it's too much of it on your dish. So and dill, there we go. So I've trimmed off a lot of the dill. We made some refrigerator pickles with the dill, which are quite good. So that's a good way to use up dill. And as you can see, it just keeps growing and growing. So we've got some new sprouts kind of happening there in the back. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well on camera, but this is our lowly mint right there. That's all we've had for the mint to grow. Really not happening. These leaves are kind of starting to die. There's a new little sprout I'm kind of hoping this will be the one that takes off, kind of coming off the stem there, but it's just really not. The mint is just really not happening, so I don't think we'll have mint from this AeroGarden. So I'll probably have to get buy some new pods and decide something else to grow. We'll see. So there we have it. That is day 50. 50-day update of the AeroGarden. All right, thanks everybody for joining me. That's our dill that we harvested. I harvested earlier when I was not filming properly, but as you can see, quite a bit of dill. I'm going to just keep this in a little Ziploc bag. I'll put this in the fridge, and I can either probably make some more. I'm going to have to probably make some more pickles with that, or I think maybe start to dry some of these herbs out for the winter to use that. The dill, there is a ton. If anybody wants dill, let me know, and I can deliver some. If you're close by, I can drop off some dill. So tons of that. And I also did check I did check the water. What I've been noticing is each day you really have to top up the water at this stage. So if you do have an AeroGarden and you're coming up to 50 days and any kind of time past a month, you want to probably check the water daily. It does have a warning that will go on if your water level drops below a certain level. It will flash red. We had a video like that with a warning light. If you want to check out what that's like, I don't recommend getting to that stage, just in case for some reason you're away for the weekend or something happens and that's when you hit out of water. So it's a good idea to check that you have the water daily when you're checking. Especially, basically what I do is if I have something to prune off, I do it at the same time. In the morning, what I do is just kind of check the water level, top it up as I need, and adjust the light up or down if I have to, and trim a little bit, kind of as I go here. But that's basically it for the AeroGarden. What I have noticed though, and I think I have to adjust where I have this. This is obviously, we talked about the light before, and now that it's been 50 days. But what's happening is obviously it's not summer. It's still summer, but not. The sun is starting to set earlier now. And the light, as obviously, like we've had said in previous videos, the light is so bright that what I've had to be doing is what I do is I cover it over with a towel just to keep it darker, because it's open in the kitchen in the open area here. So it can be quite distracting at nighttime with the bright light. And what I've actually have been doing, because the way the timer is set off, it's set to go on at 6 a.m., but then it doesn't turn off until 11 a.m. What I have been doing, because it's getting darker, right? Getting darker earlier. It's really bright, and even sometimes with the with the towel covering the side, it still can be quite bright. And so what I've been doing is actually just touching the light button to turn it off a little bit early. It's an hour or two early. That way it's just kind of, it's off and good. What it will do when you turn it off that way though, is it will turn back on its regular schedule, which is 6 a.m. Now that being said, it's dark. It's still now dark at 6 a.m. So I'm going to have to, I think, adjust the location of where I have the AeroGarden now that it's growing, or adjust the time somehow I have to look into figuring out how to do that, if I can adjust the time to go on at a little bit later. But that would mean it's going to be on later at night, because it needs to go the light is on for 17 hours for the herbs. But now that I think that it's growing, I think if the light is off for a little bit less time, it's just not going to be as much growth, which is okay too, because you can't always use a ton of herbs on the AeroGarden. So we'll play with that. I'll probably move it into another room where I can close the door completely off and at nighttime, just let it do its thing. But I have to set up an area with the camera and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't just done that yet. Anyways, going on and on and on. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I always appreciate the updates. If you did have a question about the AeroGarden, this is the 50 update, but if you did have a question that hasn't been answered in a previous video, let me know, like I said, in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer it in an upcoming video. And thanks for everybody that has commented, and also let me know on the stage of what their AeroGarden's at. We've had a couple people that have given me shout outs, so I do appreciate that on their channel, who are growing their own AeroGardens. And I've had some comments with people that have just started their AeroGarden, so that's awesome to see that it's coming along and you found these videos useful. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. At the end of this video, I will link to our AeroGarden playlist, so if you want to catch up on any of the previous videos, you can see the whole playlist right from day 1 of unboxing all the way up until day 50 as of today. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, everybody, and we will see you on the next video.